Kozhikode after an 11th standard girl who was not allowed to come to school wearing a hijab. School authorities had informed the girl and the parents on the matter. The student discontinued her studies from the school after her parents and her family members intervened, and the management was not willing to change its stance. The student groups demanding that education department should stop the affiliation for the school as the school is taking an anti-constitutional step. The police used force to disperse the crowds after the matter got out of hand. Hijab protests in Kozhikode, and you witnessed the kind of chaos that unfolded after that altercation between the parents and the police, where the parents and the family members are now demanding that the education department should stop the affiliation for the school, because according to them the school has taken an anti-constitutional step. This after an 11th standard girl was not allowed to wear the hijab to the school, and the parents chose to discontinue her studies instead.
പക്ഷേ അങ്ങനെയെങ്കിൽ ഈ കേരളത്തിലെ എത്ര കലാലയങ്ങളിലാണ് മുസ്ലിം പെൺകുട്ടികൾ എനിക്ക് പഠിക്കണം, എനിക്ക് ഹിജാബ് ധരിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ പഠിക്കണമെന്ന് പറയുന്ന അവരുടെ സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെന്റിനെ എത്രമാത്രം വിരോധത്തോടു കൂടിയാണ്, എത്രമാത്രം മൗനത്തോടു കൂടിയാണ് നിങ്ങൾ സമീപിക്കുന്നത് എന്നത് തീർച്ചയായും ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് മനസ്സിലാകുന്നുണ്ട്. ഇവിടെ നേരത്തെ കഞ്ചാവ് കടത്തും നിങ്ങളുടെ വസ്ത്രത്തിനുള്ളിലൂടെ എന്ന് ഒരു മുസ്ലിം പെൺകുട്ടിയോട് വേർതിരിവുണ്ടാക്കുന്ന അവർക്കിടയിൽ തന്നെ ഒരുക്കുന്നതെങ്കിൽ ഇവർ ഉയർത്തുന്ന തീവ്രവാദമായ വാക്കുകൂടെയാണ് ഈ സമരം ചെയ്യുന്നതെന്ന് തീർച്ചയായും നമ്മൾ മനസ്സിലാക്കേണ്ടതുണ്ട്. നമ്മുടെ കാരണങ്ങളാണ് ഹിജാബ് ധരിച്ച ഒരു പെൺകുട്ടി മറ്റുള്ളവരിൽ നിന്നും പിന്നെ പറഞ്ഞു ഇത് യൂണിഫോമിറ്റിയെ ബാധിക്കുമെന്ന്.
We'll try and cut across to Ashwin, who's joining us live from Thiruvananthapuram. Ashwin, we heard that woman on camera, and if you could also translate for us what she was trying to say. But we of course see the mayhem that is broken out in Kozhikode after the girl was asked not to wear the hijab to school, another hijab protest.
The story is that there's Providence Girls Higher Secondary School, which disallowed a Muslim woman to continue when she insisted that she has to wear a hijab in this girls-only school. So that the management has stated that it will not be allowed. So she took a TC from the school and left. As the matter came to the to the fore, the youth organization, two organizations of the Muslim fraternity. The one is the SIO, which is the youth wing of the Jamaat-e-Islami, as well as the MSF, the youth wing of the Indian Union Muslim League. Both took out to the street to protest against this particular decision made by the management, and further even stated that the accreditation which has been given to the school must also be taken off, because it is not allowing a Muslim girl to practice her fundamental right. And that is the context in which this entire protest was taken out. Of course, the police moved in and took some of the activists into detention. There was this particular leaders from the community had been speaking outside the venue of the school, stating that there is a move to discriminate the Muslim community, especially from the mainstream, and such acts are adding more more prowess to that kind of a narrative. So the Muslim community, especially the Jamaat-e-Islami as well as the Indian Union Muslim League organization, that taken out this protest. It had turned little violent, and the police used some force and took some of these activists into detention. So this is the summum bonum of the issue. But it certainly looks like there is a pressure that has been put on. The management has stood its ground and said the uniform must stand above, and it's a uniform, and it's also not a co-ed not a co-ed school. It's a girls-only institute, and there is no, there cannot religious symbols cannot be overridden over the uniform. Is essentially the stance which the school management had also taken. But now the organizations have come out on the road in protest against that.
Absolutely, Ashwin, and should quite be the case when it comes to education and uniformity for all students in an educational institution. But it just seems like there is also an attempt to keep the matter going, and which is why several such incidents that are cropping up in various parts of the country, because now it is also just coming across as being something that the students and their parents are forcing educational institutions to do.
Well, we can say that for a fact, as you rightly pointed out. Just when the hijab controversy stirred in Karnataka, at the same time, there was a Christian-aided school in Wayanad, which also faced the same issue. Two of the children who insisted that they want to wear hijab, who were in class 5th and 6th, and the management again that stood its ground, saying that it cannot be allowed in the school. But then there was a huge protest, and then the school itself, which was a Christian-aided school run by another minority community, it had to toe its line and they were forced to, in fact, not have any kind of rule that's set up. So there was a failure in Wayanad. Probably the organization like us, MSF, and the SIO, which are the youth wing organizations of the Indian Union Muslim League and the Jamaat-e-Islami, probably felt that this could be used as a pressure tactics to change the norm in this particular school as well. Because in Kerala, there's always, it's a different rule altogether, in the sense like there is a huge pressure that can be built up by the Jamaat-e-Islami or the other organization, the Indian Union Muslim League, especially in north of Kerala, where they hold a huge political clout as well, and because of which we have to see further, will the management of the school still stand its ground or change it? That needs to be seen. However, at the time when the Supreme Court itself has finished its hearing and the orders finally led to be heard, it is during this time that the protest has stirred out in Kozhikode, and it certainly looks like there's going to be protest again in the times to come, especially in Kerala, because this question has been raised. However, the state government, especially the left government, is definitely sympathetic towards having a religious symbol over uniform, and that is what we have seen over the time when the Karnataka hijab issue came out. It was Kerala government didn't even say anything about it. In fact,
yes,
they allowed, they didn't take it up over here, which essentially means that there is a soft pedaling towards that kind of, allowing hijab to be worn across all the schools, especially the government school does allow it. So we need to see in the context of Kerala whether the management will buckle down under pressure, or will it stand its ground, even though the school is not a co-ed school. Will it again change the rules for
Ashwin. But like you said, it is seeming like a larger design, given the sporadic pattern of how these incidents are now coming in from various parts of the country. We leave it at that for the moment, Ashwin. Thank you. And we